Up. So I just wanted to pull some information because generally when I get to talking to people about this, they get a little confused or they think I'm crazy or some other shit like that. So I just kind of want to come on and explain about the different tax classes that the majority of us use when we're filing our taxes. So first off, all taxes that we pay are voluntary. All right. If you flip your forms over and you read them, like say take your W-4 for example, when you start a job, or like every year when you file one, you can claim exempt on a W-4 and there's no penalty. It says it clearly on it. Um, you read your directions to your forms. Usually the ins, the outs, the do's, the don'ts are usually on there. But I want to talk about the W-2 because this is what we typically get. This is a wage and tax statement. It's outlining and displaying what we all consider to be our income, all right? But the funny thing about the W-2 is the W-2 does not state income, okay? It's not income, all right? W stands for wages. W-2, if we move over here, I got that 5 circled. That means it's a tax class 5, which is gift and estate tax, okay? They can't make us pay taxes on gifts or estate gifts or estate trust items or res or property. Um, in fact, income taxes weren't even really fully ratified in this country. They tried it twice. Supreme Court shut them down twice. Game over. But we still pay them. And what's really fucked up is that okay, let me just go ahead and shoot down to the 1040 real quick. All right, because I'm going to start rambling on like I usually do. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but that's when people start to get confused and like, man, this nigga crazy. So, okay, so, when we jump on, like little TurboTax or fucking whatever, and we're going to do our W-2, it makes us fill out a 1040, right? It automatically puts it on there. And 1040 is for U.S. individual income tax return, okay? This is a class 2 and a class 6, right? So what do these tax classes mean? Let's go ahead and shoot to this one right here. All right. So this one's tax class 1. Actually, this has all the tax classes listed on there, but we're going to scoot down here. So individual income, true class tax 2. It's all for our 1040s, our ADP 1040s, our pre-ADP 1040s. Those are all different, but individual income. All right. The W-2 was what? Tax class 5. Gift and estate tax. They can't tax your gifts. Now, if you're giving gifts away, you can get taxed on those. Every year, you can give up to $17,000 to an individual without having to pay without having a tax liability. And I think over a lifetime, I think they give you like 20 million that you can give away. So that's just a little tidbit. But boom, right there, gift and estate tax. Okay. When we're doing our taxes and our W-2s, we should not be doing a 1040. All right. Because the 1040 doesn't fall within the same class as what the W-2 as tax class 5, okay? W-4, same thing. We're not filling out a W-4, but a W-4 is withholding. So it's crazy. And that's not the way that you're supposed to do it. I posted a video on my page and I showed a process that I did for an income tax return. It's actually a pretty crazy process if you think about it. I'm not going to go into the entire thing about it or how I did it. But my return request is for $500,000, and I've combed through this entire 6209. It's about, I don't know, I think 4,000 or 5,000 pages in total. Plus, I read the entire Internal Revenue Code. There's just so many things and so many different pieces of information and so many different areas to grab information from that, I felt confident enough to send in my packet of forms for the amount requested. Nobody's came knock on my door, try to take me to jail. No frivolous filing documents have been sent or anything like that. So I'm quite confident that it is going to be carried out with a successful outcome. And I sent that bitch in June. So um, now, difference between wages and income. All right, they are two totally different things. Okay, um, what we get. Oh shit, where to go? Okay, so this is gross income. All right, it includes all income from whatever source derived, and that's codified at 26 USC section 61, which is the Internal Revenue Code. For example, it includes, but it is not limited to, the following compensation for services: income derived from businesses, gains derived from dealings in property, interest, rents, royalties, dividends, annuities, income from life insurance, pensions, income from discharge of indebtedness. As an example of the broadness of the gross income, they cite some case law, but basically, we're going to stop about right there, all right? Because these are all things that are considered income, all right? It does not say what you get from working at your job, okay? Yeah, we think it's a source, but it is not. What we get from our job is wages, which is different. Wages are payment. They're usually financial that an employee receives from an employer in exchange for their labor. This compensation includes salaries, bonuses, tips, and commissions. Now, those are the differences between wages and income, all right? If you read box 1 of your W-2, that's wages and compensation. That's the entire amount of money that you got throughout the year, right? And then a couple boxes down, they have like adjusted gross income. Well, they have to make that play on words because that's the only way they can slide in there about the tax withholding. This is like your exemptions and whatnot. But like once you do the W-2 on the 1040, you're kind of opting in to continue paying taxes. That's why, if you just suddenly stop or abruptly stop, then they're going to come, and say, hey, what the fuck, run us our money, or we're going to put levies on your accounts and blah, blah, blah. There's a way to stop that. There's also a way to get your money back that you did pay them for income tax if you did wind up owing at the end of some years or a year or whatever. I'm not going to go into all that because I haven't had to try it yet. I'm going to try it, absolutely. No, fuck that. I'm not going to try it. I'm going to do it because all our remedy is in here. Oh, shit. Go back. I don't want you guys reading through all my shit, but the IRS 6209, this is the codes processing manual. All right, there's a lot of information there. Man, it's ridiculous. Like, we all have what's called an individual master file. We also have a business master file with the IRS. And those contain so much information. It's coded information, in fact. Like, you got to have a whole different fucking manual just to read these master files. You can obtain them through the Freedom of Information Act request. You got to send it to one of the disclosure offices. It's very, very, very hard to find those addresses. But what I did was I took the Form 56 F, which is the fiduciary, concerning fiduciary relationship. And on their list of instructions, they have a bunch of offices. So those would be advisory offices. Freedom of information for IMF would be disclosure. Fiduciary and all other business related or banking institution related things will be 56F, and that'll be advisory. So I just sent it to one of the advisory offices and called them up maybe about a month and a half later. They said they have received it. They're just preparing it. I'm a little bit curious to see what one looks like because I've seen examples of some people's, and the IRS still uses those old ass printers, the ones where you gotta like rip that paper off the side of it. They got those perforated edges on the sides. I guess the IRS still uses those to place things in your master file, those dot matrix printers, which is crazy. So yeah, and the only reason I came out and posted this because I talked to a lot of people about this, and I walked in the library the other day, and I asked them if they had a printout or an actual tangible copy of the IRS 6209 code processing manual. The lady just said, "Oh yeah, we have it right over here." And I stopped her. I'm like, "Hey, wait. I'm not talking about that big red, blue, and yellow fucking income tax book. That book is useless. All right. I need the 6209 or a code processing manual. The most recent one would be efficient and desired." And she still proceeded to walk me back there and pointed right to the big fucking red yellow book about income taxes. That book is, I mean, it's a big dumb ass book, and it has absolutely nothing in there. I mean, all it talks about really is 1040s, 1040V vouchers. If you have an estate or a business or like an LLC, then they're talking 1041, 1041Vs. A really pointless book, but the IRS doesn't. They don't fucking give the 6209 intangible form anymore. You gotta go on and get it online now, which personally I don't really like because, motherfucker likes to hold a book. I like to get my highlighter out and fucking do all that shit. But anyway, yeah. Figure out or, get a good handle on the difference between wages and income, all right? Because that can be a real remedy for you when it comes to the tax front, okay? Wages and income. It can also help with governmental services, if you may, fucking people say that they make too much money and they can't get food stamps. Well, you know what? According to these definitions, which are pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? I would say they would be an accurate source of information because they come from Wex Law. So you could apply for those food stamps. You could apply for those cash assistance because technically you could put zero down on your income even though you have a job. Because if you aren't getting any money from any of those things listed on there, the things that they derived, then you technically have zero income. And you can argue it. Also, another huge key point to argue is remuneration. Okay? That is huge. All right. In effort to try to keep these videos at a short time length, I'm not going to go into what remuneration is, but everything right here just giving you that's the sauce to all your welfare. All right. I stand in line proudly with my SNAP benefits card, and yeah, because it's all there for us anyway. So, and to those who think, oh, well, they're taking all my money to give to welfare. No, no, no. 4 cents of every dollar that you pay in taxes goes to welfare. So shut the fuck up with that bullshit and don't ever say it again unless you're ready to go dig and find exactly where it's at. All right. Most of the taxes that get taken out are voluntary on your behalf. Okay. Some of it goes towards national defense. Some of it goes towards taking care of our elderly and disabled. And the other majority of it goes to the surplus, to the government, to England. You know what? And that's where I'm going to end. Anyway, hope y'all have a blessed day, morning, night, whatever time it is or part of day it is that you're watching. And we'll see y'all later. Be easy.